Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a kind of mix up of things. So it's going to be a first impressions, a get ready with me, and like a little chatty update. Someone is currently having their Asda delivery delivered and unloaded across the road, so excuse that background noise if you can hear any. I am just going to sit and do my makeup on camera today and just talk to you all, but the majority of the products that I've got to use are new. There's now an aeroplane going over. This is just going to be a real laid back casual video, so grab a brew. I'm just going to pop this moisturiser on. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. So this is essentially a moisturiser and a primer from Bobbi Brown, which I haven't used. I got this for Christmas, loved by quite a few different bloggers and YouTubers, so I wanted to give it a go. And I love these kind of like two-in-one products where you can use them as a moisturiser and a primer. It's quite thick. I was expecting it to be more thinly based. It kind of smells a little bit like lemons. Just while I pop this on the skin, something that seems quite a good place to start because it's happening right now, that I've wanted your advice on really, is that I keep getting this thing with this ear where it kind of like pops and it feels like it's underwater. You know when you're on an aeroplane and the pressure is like too much and your ear pops? Happens to me all the time. Now, I saw somebody that I follow on Twitter talking about this. She's called Vinny. She said that she suffers with it and that it's linked to stress and anxiety. And it does kind of tend to happen where I've got a lot on, or I'm really busy, or I am feeling generally more stressed. But I don't know whether it is that or not, whether that's just a coincidence. It's the same ear. It happens all the time and I can't do anything to get rid of it. So now I don't know if I'm shouting at you or talking normally because it's echoing in this ear and I can't hear myself properly. It's really, really frustrating. So if any of you know what that could be, or if you've got any tips or tricks, please let me know. That went on really, really well. It's left my skin a little bit tacky, but it also feels really moisturised. I'm going to go on to eyes next. I'm going to use some of this Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, which I think I've used once before, but I can't remember what it was like or whether I liked it or not. That's one kind of weird body issue that I've got at the moment. The other one that I've developed is Raynaud's syndrome. I think that's how you say it. My mum suffers with it. It's when the ends, the tips of your fingers or toes go yellow because they lose the circulation, blood circulation. And since maybe January, I started getting it really badly. And I don't know if it's because I've lost weight or whether it's just my body's way of telling me that I've put it through too much. I don't know. But it's so annoying because it means that I can't really do anything with my hands when it happens. I can't really feel my fingers, and you're not supposed to heat them up in front of like a fire or a radiator either. You're supposed to just kind of like do that with your fingers, and it's supposed to help this, obviously, the circulation. This I'm going to use next is the Violet Voss Pro eyeshadow palette, and this is the Holy Grail palette. I got this a few months ago but I haven't used it. It's a beautiful palette. I think I showed it on a vlog when it arrived. It's very kind of like goldeny, browny, purpley, plum toned, which I love. That's basically all I ever use. Today I'm wearing this kind of like really weird Zara sweater that I featured in a haul video recently, where it's just like a normal plain cream sweater, but then the arms have got this, they're really like ballooned, I don't know if you can tell, and then they've got this like pink like fluff. So I don't want to go for anything too crazy on my eyes because I'm already wearing quite a crazy outfit, so I might just keep it really kind of like neutral. I think I'm going to go all over with the colour Cool Beans, which is this kind of gold toned. It looks a bit like Woodwinked from MAC. I'm just going to pop some colours in my crease, maybe brownie points. No, I'm going to start with Are You Kidding Me first, just to kind of like get something going in my crease. As I said, this is going to be a really laid back video today. So that's that. I'm uploading this today. I missed, in fact, I'm gonna actually do basically what it's telling me to do. I'm going to start with the shade called Transition because I want it to be a transition shade anyway. So that seems like it would work quite nice, and it's a lot like that peachy toned eyeshadow that I really like using first from Makeup Geek. So I haven't been vlogging this week because I just really haven't felt like it. I have loved it, don't get me wrong, and now it's Thursday and I haven't vlogged all week. I kind of miss it. Like today I was ready to pick my camera up, but I can't really start a vlog on Thursday. I did vlog a little bit at the weekend, but I also came on at the weekend, and I think just the whole like hormones, I'm going to zoom you up. The whole like hormones thing just took its toll, and I was feeling like everything that I was filming was rubbish. I was kind of like lacking confidence in getting my camera out, and I just thought, you know, I'm not going to force this. I'm just going to leave it and not vlog this week. So I'm uploading this today as kind of like a chatty update of just like how my week's been and what we got up to at the weekend and stuff. And then I'll be vlogging again next week. So at the weekend, Tommy and I went to Skipton for like a little spa break. It was Easter bank holiday, and I don't know what we did this year, but we got so many Easter eggs. My mum bought me one, she doesn't normally. Tom's grandma bought us one each, she doesn't normally. Me and Tom bought each other Easter eggs, which we don't usually. Tom got some from people at work. So we took one of them away with us and we had those. We went on the Sunday and we booked a couples massage, which I've never even had a massage before. So I was nervous, but I was excited. It's just the usual like not knowing what you're supposed to take off, how you're supposed to lie, what you're supposed to do. Like, it's just a bit weird and awkward. I thought it was going to be, but it was fine. And I'm really glad that we had it together, because like while I was having my massage, I wouldn't have known that Tom was in there. But when we first had to go in and like lie on the bed, she was like, just cover yourself up with a towel, we'll be back in a minute. And I was like, Tom, will you cover me up before you cover yourself up? Like, make sure I look okay before they come back in. And it just kind of like calmed me down and made me feel a little bit better. That was really nice. We just had a half an hour one, and I now can't wait for my next one. One of you actually said, I posted on Instagram that I was having a massage, and one of you said you'll be addicted, and I can see how that would be a thing. Then we used the spa with like the pool. I went in the steam room for like 2 minutes for the first time, and also used a sauna for the first time. The pool was a little bit cold. Once you'd been in like the hot tub, the pool just felt freezing. So we didn't really do much swimming. But then outside at this place where we were, it was called the Coniston Hotel and Spa. Outside they had this infinity kind of like jacuzzi hot tub, which was obviously, it was quite cool that day. It was quite cloudy. Luckily it stopped raining. It was heated, and the views were just like of all kind of like the Yorkshire countryside, and it was gorgeous. It was really relaxing, and that was my most favourite part, and I'd go back to that hotel and again purely for that pool and the views. Then on the Monday we went and explored Skipton a little bit. That was really lovely. And then this week we've looked after my cousin's children, so we had like a day out shopping. I took the girl Amelie shopping, and Tom took Ellie and the boy climbing. That was their own choice. That wasn't us kind of like enforcing gender strict activities on them. That was what they wanted to do. So we had a really nice time, and then we went to see the Smurfs at the cinema, which was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. And then I spent all day yesterday recovering from that, because I'd not really slept the night before. We went to bed really late, and then we woke up at like 5:30 the next morning. So yesterday and obviously I've been really hormonal, so I just kind of sat on the sofa. I watched Trolls for the first time. We also watched Moana while they were here, which I've not seen before, and that was really good. First impressions of this eyeshadow palette is, it's amazing. Very pigmented, amazing, really easy to blend. Such a wide variety of colours. I think this might be my new favourite. Really like it. There is no fallout at all to clear up, which is a massive bonus. I'm going to start my foundation now. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Foundation. I've got the shade 2.0, and I think I remember the girl saying to me that this can oxidise during the day. I think I went for a slightly lighter yellowy shade. Okay, I've just put by accident 2 pumps on my hand. I think I'm only going to need half of that, because it's supposed to be a really high coverage foundation. So we will see. I've got quite pink cheeks today. Again, that might be linked to hormones, but this seems like a good foundation to try and cover them up with. Yeah, I think I did go a little bit lighter, so that if it does get darker, it's not an issue. First impressions, this seems to set very quickly. It is blending quite easily, but not as easy as maybe like a lighter weight foundation would. I'm having to go back over where places haven't blended in with like more foundation. I think this might be better applied with a damp beauty blender, which I've seen quite a lot of people do, but I just wanted to try a brush for the first time I use it because I apply most of my foundations with the brush the first time I apply them, so I thought I'd give it a fair shot. I think I'm having root canal next week, which I'm really not looking forward to, and I also need to book a smear test because I've been getting letters for them for maybe a year now and haven't had one, and I just need to bite the bullet and just go and have it. I'm not really that scared. I'm not as scared as I was when I first got the letter through because obviously I've had surgery now and I'd not really had anything medical done before that, so I feel like I've kind of like had a little bit of experience, kind of. If you've seen that video of my gastric sleeve experience, you'll know what I'm talking about, that I got a bit up close and personal with one of the nurses in that region, so I feel like if I can do that, I can have a smear test. But I just feel like I'm just going to have my root canal first because I don't think I could do a smear and a root canal in the same week. I don't think I'm that brave. I don't think anyone's that brave. So I probably used about 1.5 pumps, and it is quite full coverage, but it's still showing some of my like redness on my cheeks and around my nose. It's not covered everything, but I wouldn't want to put any more on because I feel like with it setting so quickly, it could look a little bit cakey. It's maybe not a buildable foundation. It is matte. I think it's supposed to be matte. It's supposed to last a really long time, so I'll see throughout the day today how it does last and let you know maybe in my vlog what I think about it lasting throughout the day. But so far I really like it. It's not really done anything to make me not like it, apart from the fact I had to work with it a little bit quicker than I did do. Eyebrows, I'm going to use the MAC Brunette eyebrow pencil, and this is just a really thin, fine pencil, which I think I've only used like once. To set them, I'm going to use the Eyelure Brow Amplifier number 20 Mid Brown. This looks really, really warm toned, and I feel like it's going to be too light, so I'm just going to go really, really light with this because I haven't used it before. A lot has come off on the spoolie, so I've just taken quite a lot of that off. Oh, it looks okay. Maybe could do with the dark brown, but I think I'm going to get away with this for today. I've just grabbed the Tarte Shape Tape concealer because I figure that I've gone so high coverage on my foundation, I might as well stick with the theme and go high coverage on my concealer, but you don't need a lot of this at all. I've used this in videos before, I think. I haven't had a new concealer recently, so I'm going to use this as it's one of my favourites at the moment. We also ordered a new sofa at the weekend, so if you watch my vlogs you'll know that we've kind of like been redecorating and a new sofa has been on the cards. It was half price on over the bank holiday. I feel like DFS always have a sale on, but half price. It was like if we didn't order it before bank holiday Monday and then it wasn't half price anymore, we would have been gutted. So we ordered that on Sunday too, and I just can't wait for it to arrive. We've ordered a coffee table for that room now off eBay. It's like a handmade reclaimed wooden coffee table with hairpin legs, which I think is going to look really cool. And we managed to get a new lamp from Marks and Spencer's. They had a 25% off home sale, so we got that in the sale as well. Just managed to get like a lot of stuff over the bank holiday that was on offer, which is obviously the best time to do it. From that, it's been a really weird week because I went from being like literally all the way up here on top of the world, and then bang smack in the middle of that I come on my period. I was sat thinking yesterday, because I sat all day on the sofa with a blanket, whether it was somebody's way, nature's way of giving women a break. Even though it's horrible and it's yucky and it doesn't feel nice and you feel crap in your head as well as your stomach and everywhere else, and achy and blah blah blah. For me, I use it as an excuse to A, feel sorry for myself, B, to eat more chocolate than I would, and just sit and not do much for a little while. I wonder if that was someone's logic. Next I'm going to use the It's Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder, translucent powder. I got this again in New York and I haven't used it yet. I also thought this would be a good thing to try today because obviously this foundation is high coverage, so translucent powder, loose powder especially, is a little bit of a softer option. I always think it's really hard to see whether you actually like it or not though, because you can't blooming well see it. So I'm just kind of packing it on with this brush. I don't know if you can see all the mist that's currently coming off this. That looks like quite a nice powder. I can't really tell whether it's kind of made my pores look any smaller. It's very, very almost dusty, like a lot comes off the brush in like excess when you apply it, but seems like a good little product. It's really hard to tell with things like that when you only use them once. I mentioned that in a video a little while ago, that it's hard unless you've used product over and over again to really get the gist of whether you like them or not. But I'm gonna have to get a move on because this video is going to be so long. So I mentioned before that I'm going to be doing a Q&A solely on weight loss, and I'm going to because I realised I haven't done an update video yet. I was meant to be doing a 3-month update video, but when that would have gone up, or when I was supposed to film that, it was when Grandad got really poorly and it was just not something that I couldn't think about filming. Obviously I had like almost 2 months off filming anything for this channel, so that just wasn't an option at that time. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette next. I've got my Charlotte Tilbury contour brush and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this first shade over here. I think it's like one of the cool, yeah, it looks like the coolest one, just to chisel out my cheeks. Okay, I only should have tapped my brush in that. I just kind of like swirled and a load of product came off. It's not that I don't want to film it, it's just that I literally haven't got around to it yet. So I've got a week coming up where I'm going to be doing a what I eat in a day, and this looks quite nice. I'm rubbish at contouring, bear that in mind. What I eat in a day, and like a pros and cons video, a Q&A, an update, literally covering everything. So I have got those videos scheduled in. I am going to be filming them, so they are coming up. But obviously if you've got any questions or anything, I'm going to ask for the questions as well after I film the update. If I've missed anything out, then I'll do the Q&A after that, so you can all ask me anything that I haven't remembered. For blusher, I've got a Colourpop blush in Between the Sheets, which I've used maybe a couple of times. I'm not the best at these because I don't really know how I'm supposed to apply them, if I'm honest. I'm just going to try and use my finger because I think that might be the best way. And I don't want a lot, I just want like a little flush of colour. Like a really weird texture. They feel almost like a cream to powder almost. I'm going to pop on a little bit of highlights next. This is the Jouer powder highlighter in the colour Citrine, which I am very excited to try. It looks beautiful. I've only swatched this. It's like a really gorgeous, very pretty highlighter. So yeah, talking of surgery, I have noticed that since surgery, and I don't know if it's just because I am a little bit more confident in how I'm feeling, how I'm looking at the moment, but I have developed a little bit of a backbone and I'm sticking up for myself a little bit more, and I'm allowing things to get me riled up and to annoy me so that it's like a way for me to vent. I do think it's healthy to feel them feelings sometimes. That's really pretty. Ooh. But I went to Tesco's the other day. I feel like I've put a little bit too much blush on, but hey ho. I went to Tesco the other day and they had, you know, they have those like magazines where they're like collector's ones, and the first week might be 99p and then they go up in price every week. They had those, but they were vinyls, and they had Beatles on the stand. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to see how much they are because I've got a vinyl player and I don't yet have a Beatles CD, vinyl even. So I just thought I'd see how much they were just in case, you know, it was like a really good deal. And it was just on one of them like really makeshift like pop-up stands, and I pulled one off, had a little look at it, decided against it. There wasn't really that much information on it, and then put it back. Basically pulled one off and then put it back on the stand, took a step back, and they all, there must have been about 50 of them, one by one, fell straight off the stand onto the floor, down the aisle, because obviously they're all really thin and in like plastic, so they're really slippery as well. And honestly, it was like chaos. So I was just like, why is this happening to me? Because not when I go into like a big shop like that, I get a bit anxious anyway. Being on my own, I get quite nervous. And so I had to put my phone away because I was holding that, put my basket on the floor and start picking all of these vinyls up. Now, it was on one of these like real, they'd overloaded the stand, they shouldn't have been on there. And at the end of the aisle when this happened, there was a couple a little bit younger than me and Tommy, and they just stood there. They were there the whole time these fell off. They saw me picking the vinyl up and having a look at it. They saw them all fall off. They watched me pick every single one up, but they didn't offer to help in any way whatsoever. And I wasn't putting them back on the stand, I just was piling them up in a neat pile next to the stand. And then while I was picking them all up, and I mean they'd slid all down the aisle underneath, like it was the aisle where obviously it was magazines, so it was like the sandwich aisle as well, and drinks, you know, like the snack section. They'd gone all under the like stands. There was a guy choosing a sandwich for his lunch, didn't appear to be in any sort of hurry, he was looking at a sandwich, and then he obviously didn't like any in that section, so he stepped over the vinyls that I was picking up to carry on looking for his lunch. And I was just like, do you know, if that was me, or I've just realised this mascara that I want to try is still in its cellophane plastic wrapping. I just thought if that was me, or Tom, or my mum, or my dad, or my sisters, or Tom's family, or any of my friends, probably most of you guys watching, you'd have helped me pick up those bloody vinyls. And I just couldn't believe that nobody came and helped me. I just lost a little bit of faith in the human race that day. And I also got a massive paper cut, so from the vinyls, so I didn't buy one, and it's kind of put me off buying a Beatles vinyl now too. I'm going to try this Primark False Lash Effect mascara next. This has been recommended to me by a lot of you guys. One of my blogger friends loves it, my mum's used it, she loves it. So I'm going to use it for the first time and see what it's like. This was £2.50. The only other Primark makeup that I've used has been lip liners, so I've never used anything like this from them before. It's gone on quite nicely, isn't clumpy, it's quite nice and separating. So yeah, that was that. And then I've just kind of been feeling a bit riled about rude people in general recently. I just feel like life's too short not to help somebody pick up something if they drop it, or you know, just to help someone in general. Me and Tom have had our fair share, as most of you will, I know it's completely normal, of run-ins with rude people, and people that, even people that we know, that we're like, even blooming family members that are just, they don't appreciate things, they're just generally rude, and the way that they just are, the way that they hold themselves, the things that they believe in, and the way that they portray themselves, I just feel like life is too short, and that there's a lot of people out there that need to take a good look at themselves and just kind of pull the socks up, really, because I feel like the way that you treat people and the way that you are with people and the respect that you show people is one of the greatest reflections on you as a person. And if you treat people badly for no reason whatsoever, or not with the respect that they deserve, then it doesn't say a great deal about you, does it? Anyway, that's just a recent rambling, because there have been a few people recently that have been taking the biscuit. I like this mascara, it's built up quite nicely. I've put a few coats on. I could have curled my lashes, but I wanted to see what it was like on its own, but it seems really nice. Obviously it might flake or whatever and break off throughout for the rest of the day, but I'm sure you'll see in my vlogs when I keep on using this how I feel about it. Okay, all we've got left to do is lips. I'm going to use the Barry M lip kits, which I showed in my recent beauty haul. I've got the shade Go To, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to pop these on. You get the lip liner and the liquid lipstick, very similar to Kylie Jenner's kits. Very pigmented, and it blended out quite nicely. Yeah, they are like a really wet formula. Quick overview, I do feel like I'm not the best at these kind of like first impressions chatty videos, because I'm so bad at talking and doing my makeup at the same time, so I apologise for that. Top bits from this little testing video have been the eyeshadow palette, the highlighter, and I'm kind of like in two minds about the foundation. It does look really nice, it's matte, it's full coverage, but I feel like it's not making my skin look the best that it could be making it look, if that makes sense. I also really liked the Kat Von D Shade and Light, and the mascara was pretty good, to be honest. The Primark Mascara, I feel like I could definitely build it up to more if I wanted to. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's just kind of like a last minute, laid back, random video. Thank you for watching. Bye.